flagship, Admiral Nagumo's flagship for the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th. It was used in the movie. It's a reproduction, of course, very large reproductions, 38 feet long, two-cylinder diesel engine in it, and you can actually float it from Lake George Village to Fort Ty. It'll float. You'll see it in the original movie Tora, 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 which was a pretty accurate description of the attack on Pearl Harbor. It was made $1.2 million for the movie in Japan. There's no plastic, it's all metal, and it was donated by an entrepreneur by the name of Charlie Wood from Lake George. He got it at auction out at, I believe it was United Artists in Hollywood, and he brought it back to Lake George to put it on display and found it was a little too big for his premise and donated it to us, and we're very fortunate to get it.
Boy, what an exhibition. Amazing.
The original aircraft carrier, of course, sits at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean somewhere off the coast of Midway. The Battle of Midway, we lost the Torpedo Squadron 8 doing it, but we got 4 Japanese carriers during that battle, and that was the turnaround.
So what was that we were just looking at?
That was the Akagi aircraft that was used, or aircraft carrier that was used in the movie Tora, Tora, Tora in 1970.
Yep. I saw that on TV recently, I'd say within the past year, 6 months. And it was like I really was watching for that because I said, "Oh, I know it's right up here."
Very unique exhibit
in Glenville, and here it's on the TV.
Well, it was acquired by a fellow by the name of Charlie Wood, who owned the Great Escape.
Oh, Great Escape!
Yep. And he donated it to our museum.
You wonder
what?
I mean,
very fortunate.
Who on earth thinks about? Oh, I think I'll get something from the set of a movie, and then it works out perfect.
Aircraft carrier, huh?
And it's perfect.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
Perfect for
yes.
you guys. So let's talk about the Empire State Aerosciences Museum. This is a wonderful museum. It's I don't know how many there are in the country, but I think you have a very good one.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, with all those outdoor planes, and we can get into them, and we can feel them, and
yes,
learn,
quite an experience. Yeah.
Find out about. Well, now see. All right, let's take a look at what's up there. I put that on there.
Those are the 20 aircraft that we have in the outdoor air park. They range from the oldest, I think, John, is a 1950 Russian-built MiG-15.
Oh, you got a MiG-15?
Yeah,
okay.
we have 3 Russian MiGs, and then our newest one is a Fairchild A-10, the famous Warthog close air support attack plane for the Air Force. We have 20 aircraft in there, all military.
And how do you get them? How do you
get
them?
By hook or by crook, basically.
Do you get them in pieces, or do they come in as the whole plane? They fly them in, or what?
Well, one aircraft was flown in, the F-14 Tomcat.
Right.
Yeah. Most of them come in. We had 3 of them come by barge from.
I remember those because I think we even filmed it when you were taking. Yeah.
And by helicopter. We've had a number of ways by truck primarily, but we have an extremely rare. One of only 3 remaining in the world, the last airplane to be manufactured by Supermarine, the company that made the Spitfire, the famous Battle of Britain airplane. We have the very last one. It's a Supermarine.
There's only 3 of them in existence?
Left,
2 in the UK, and we have the only one
in the United States?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty rare.
Extremely rare.
I am so impressed with you.
Well, I mean,
very
thanks
rare.
to John. He's.
Well, I mean, it takes a lot of work and a lot of negotiation because I'm sure they don't just say, "Well, we're just going to donate it."
No, most of the aircraft are on long-term loan from the U.S. Navy, the Air Force, and helicopters from the Army.
And they know that they're in safe condition. And
yes, we have to file a report every year.
That's our dilemma. We have to maintain them.
And nobody's going to steal them.
No.
I don't think.
Hopefully,
no.
I don't think so. I mean, we noticed them going down the Northway.
80,000-pound fighter.
Yeah,
right?
I know, exactly. But what are you doing with the Concorde?
Well, you mentioned acquisitions here, and we've spent 5 trips down to the Cradle of Aviation in New York and Garden City, Long Island. It's right next to Hofstra University. At any rate, we've got, in fact, they came back last night about 9 o'clock.
And there's a picture.
And, yeah, we disassembled the aircraft. We have it in its major components, the fuselage, the wings, the tail. We've got to bring them up here by truck. That's our next project. And then reassemble it and mount it as you see it. That's an artist's rendition. That airplane was commissioned by British Aircraft Corporation when they were flying the Concorde from London to New York back in 1996 through 2003.
Yeah, I remember when the first flight of the Concorde, that was really a big thing.
Well, this was an advertising aircraft. It's actually a model, and it's billed on Guinness World Book of Records as being world's largest
Yeah.
half-scale model.
That's a half
It weighs
scale.
12
okay.
ton. It's 101 feet long. It's huge.
Yes.
That's a half of the size. Well, the Concorde was a big plane.
Oh yeah, 200. So we had one at Schenectady at an air show in 1987.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It was quite a sight. It's a
I must
spectacular
have
looking
seen it. I
plane,
can't
very sleek.
remember whether
Yeah.
I saw it or
And,
not.
but it
I
is.
try
it's-
not to miss those things.
It's a piece of aviation history that's bygone now. We've gone to the wide-bodied large aircraft like the Boeing 777 and of course the 380. But at any rate, it's going to be an eye-catcher. Albany has its Nipper, the dog with his head
Yeah,
cocked,
that's
listening
right.
to his master's voice.
His master's
We're-
voice.
We're
The
going to have.
SST.
We're going to have the SST. It's going to be a destination
The
attraction.
project is actually part of a bigger effort we're doing at the museum to restore all the facilities, but it'll be, as John said, it'll be mounted towards Route 50. But in addition, I think your graphics showed it. We're intent on redeveloping the entire facade of the building.
Yeah, you know, and when you stop to think, you're talking about a museum that is built from the heart, because it's really a group of people who had a vision and collected
true.
money and raised funds. You have a hangar party sometimes, or World War II parties and things like that. I mean, you try and make it fun to raise money.
Yes.
But you do such creative things with it, and you have new exhibits coming up.
We do, yeah. One of the besides John's acquisition of the Concorde, in the museum gallery, we're undertaking a major new exhibit, which will interpret World War II aviation, particularly related to New York State. So one of our trustees, John Cohen, is a tremendously creative industrial designer, and he's it'll be complete by June 1st.
Oh, good. So that it'll be open yet.
It'll incorporate everything from a B-25 turret, the gun turret
yeah,
on top, which you can climb in.
Yeah, and I think I was one. I think
a Norden bomb sight, a very rare piece of equipment, and actually a German autopilot, which
Okay.
we got as a donation. So it'll be it'll just be a spectacular exhibit.
It's great for
Norman.
kids to see the aerosciences and see
Yes.
the different planes, and it may even pique their interest. We had some photos. Can we bring the photos up, or did you already bring them up? But we're going to talk about them now. I think because we have Amelia Earhart, and what we're okay. That's you. What are you doing there?
I think I'm giving a rocket class where we build rockets and one of the
Oh,
youngsters
you're
is
the
out
one
there.
that got those kids started.
It looks like a nice summer day. They're
Yeah, it
doing
does.
some shots,
Yeah.
rocket shots out there.
And what else we have? I think we have Amelia. There's that. The Concorde. There's the yeah.
That's Amelia Earhart exhibit. And that aircraft
That was in
used-
the movie, wasn't it?
It was used in the
Yeah.
movie as a prop, and it was purchased by the Zonta organization, a professional
Yep,
women's
that's right.
organization.
Marty Moore.
Yep,
I think
I
was
remember that.
instrumental.
And it was brought out of Chino, California, and it was used in a movie with Bruce Stern and
Diane Keaton.
and the final flight. In fact, the initial showing was done right here at Proctor's Theater, and it was very, very interesting about her failed flight, obviously, across the Pacific.
They're
But
still
that was a
looking
prop.
for the. Still looking. Huh?
I think they found her.
They did.
Well, we had one of
I
the,
heard that they found some bones on an island
well,
or
one
something.
of the groups that were affiliated with the Zonta collaborates with Rick Gillespie and a group called TIGAR, which is, I think, the Institute of Recovery of Historic Aircraft. But he has found evidence just where he thought, Gardner Island, which is an uninhabited island, and he details a lot of it in his book. The last radio contact with her was that she put down on an abandoned island
so
and ran out of fuel. And but no, it's a spectacular exhibit. And Marty Moore acquired it from an air park, I think, John, in California.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted $250,000 for it, and she got him down to $7,500. It's just a great story.
$250,000
With-
to 70. I want her to be bargaining for me.
Me too. With the proviso that it be delivered to an Air Force base that was near there. So one of our partners up here at the 109th Airlift Wing, I think they brought their carted it back here to Schenectady in one of their C-130 aircraft.
Is
So
that
great
amazing
story.
story?
It was.
That is amazing.
We also have one more movie star, and it was flown, the aircraft was flown in the movie Top Gun.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Top
yeah.
Gun with Tom Cruise.
And it was painted up as an aggressor squadron airplane flown out of Naval Air Station Fallon in southern Nevada.
Yeah.
At any rate, it's all black with a Soviet star on the tail. And if you see the movie Top Gun, you'll see that airplane dicing it with a Tomcat,
You're right.
with Tom Cruise.
With Tom Cruise.
Yeah, for what it's worth.
Cool.
But we got 3 Hollywood stars.
Well, aren't you? And now your stars on this stage, so that's
Yeah,
good.
there you go.
We keep the stars coming. I want to thank you both for being here, and we want
thanks,
to
Ann.
encourage people to come to it. And you have programs for kids. And
We do on the April break from schools, April 3rd. The rest of the week will be open. We'll have special activities for the kids. And then in the summertime, we're planning our 4th week-long air camp, STEM air camp. Which
you got to
is,
come on the show. We'll talk about that again.
We'll do. Yes,
We
thank
also
you.
have, I'd like to interject, we also have an Adopt an Airplane program. It'll start in June and go through September. We're asking for nonprofit groups to come in and they can
Individuals?
sponsor an airplane, keep it clean, just maintain it.
Take it
help
home,
us out.
feed it.
Almost, but we will recognize them with placards and whatever.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Adopt
Great-
an Airplane
great-
program.
great way to
Call a
promote.
museum and we'll fill you in with the details.
Good. That's a great idea.
Good, John.
So
Good.
yeah, I like that idea. So we've been talking with John Fanaski. He's a trustee, and also Kevin Millington, who is the vice president of the Empire State Aerosciences Museum. We're always pleased to have them on the show. We're going to get you on again to talk about your STEM
Thanks for
program.
having me.
Okay,
And we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be. We talked about the Russian plane. We're going to have the Russians on today. Isn't that
Excellent.
great with the
Poignant
Russian festival?
Ruski.
Das Vidanya, right?
Thanks, Ann.
Stay tuned.
It was similar to the types that were flown in Vietnam. They were used them for medevac. They called them dust-offs. This particular one never saw combat, but we have another down the way here. You'll see in a bit that wasn't gunship. It was converted to a gunship. This was donated by the Purple Heart Society at Staten Island, New York. We received it from Nassau Community College Aviation Shop. It was donated by the Purple Heart Society.
All right,
Right
next, yes.
Next door to it, we have a Grumman Intruder. It's a A6. They were used in Desert Storm. In fact, they were used in Vietnam towards the end of the Vietnam campaign. It's a very large airplane with a very large radar, and as you can see, it's sort of an ugly-looking duck, but it was very purposeful. It could duplicate or double its weight with external stores, bombs and rockets.
Double its weight. Wow.
Yes, double its empty weight.